Inside a tent on a hill above the stadium where Barack Obama accepted the nomination for president is what is billed as the largest collection of political artifacts ever assembled outside of Washington, D.C. Jim Warlick, creator of the American Presidential Experience, says the exhibit is a gift for the people of Denver.
The people of any city, and particularly here in Denver during this convention, they're inconvenienced the most with traffic and they can't get a good restaurant seat, and they're really put out, and they do not get to go to all the official parties and the private events. What we have here is the 1950 Harry S. Truman presidential limousine.
The exhibit features some original and some recreated artifacts from presidential history.
In those days, they actually lifted the roof and raised it a foot, and that was to accommodate the top hats in those days.
The highlight of the exhibit is a replica of Air Force One, the presidential plane.
6 weeks ago, this plane was actually flying, and so we purchased it. We cut it off just before the wings, because that part is the only part that's the presidential quarters.
When the president travels, he takes everything he needs to run the country in a crisis.
This is the communication center. This actually has nothing to do with the flying of the airplane. This is the system that stays in command of the government, all the armed forces, all facets of the government.
The president conducts business from this flying office.
He doesn't have to be in the Oval Office or in command center or in the Situation Room.
Other highlights include a bag and pair of shoes owned by Jackie Kennedy, and replicas of chairs used by Presidents Lincoln, Roosevelt, and Kennedy. There are thousands of campaign buttons on display from different eras, and there is a full-size replica of the Oval Office decorated in the period of Ronald Reagan.
The rug in the Oval Office is just like the rug when Ronald Reagan was president. A lot of the artifacts, the Remington statues, the paintings on the wall were the same ones during the Reagan administration.
The exhibit has been well attended by the people of Denver. Paul Cabote brought his entire family out to see the American Presidential Experience.
One of the things I found pretty interesting was the company that makes all the president's custom shoes. That was something.
Thomas Jefferson had his initials.
James Warlick says he hopes to bring the exhibit to the presidential inauguration in Washington. Jeff Swicord, VOA News, Denver.